Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So today for maths, we're going to be finishing off our learning of fractions and decimals with our post-assessment. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday when we did our Kahoot as a bit of a recap. And our post-assessment task is very similar to our pre-assessment task with the garden bed and the decimal task as well. And that's just so I can see your progress, so how much you've learnt over the past few weeks. And it's on fractions and decimals. So you need to complete both tasks to demonstrate what you have learned about fractions and decimals over the past few weeks. Use numbers, drawings, and words to show your thinking. And the time limit is 35 minutes, so no more than 35 minutes. So task 1. Divide a large rectangular garden bed into a number of equal plots. What unit fraction does each plot represent? So we're talking about unit fractions in A. B. Can you write some fractions that are smaller than this unit fraction? So a fraction that is smaller than your unit fraction from question A. C. Can you create some addition and subtraction sentences by looking at your garden? Task 2 is 3.75. I created a number pattern which included the decimal 3.75. What could the pattern be? Can you show a few different examples and explain your patterns in words? So this one is very similar to our pre-assessment task, but just with a different decimal. You need to include 3.75 in your patterns. And there's also an assessment matrix that I'm going to share with you, just like we did for science, just so you have an understanding of the expectations. So our first part is unit fractions. So the first bit here is insufficient evidence. So if you haven't given a unit fraction at all. 1.1, my fraction is a unit fraction, but it is not associated with my garden bed. So that means you've given a unit fraction, but it doesn't really match up with your rectangle that you've drawn and divided into equal plots. 1.2, my fraction is a unit fraction and is associated with my garden bed. So this is where the unit fraction does match up with the plots in your garden bed. Number 2, I can compare unit fractions with different denominators. So this is about our unit fractions as well. And this is about the question where you are finding fractions that are smaller than your unit fraction. So again, we've got insufficient evidence. 1.1, my solutions demonstrate an understanding that the denominator plays an important role when comparing unit fractions. And 1.2, my solutions demonstrate an understanding that the denominator plays an important role when comparing unit fractions, same as this one, and I have written 2 or more fractions that are smaller than my unit fraction. So you've given more than one example, and they are both smaller than your unit fraction. Number 3, we've got addition and subtraction of fractions. So we've got insufficient evidence again. 1.1, my sentences are written as fractions and include addition or subtraction of simple proper fractions. And so I've put some example of simple proper fractions. So these are quite common ones that we know. So halves and quarters and things like that. They're ones that we're quite familiar with. 1.2, my sentences are written as fractions and include addition and subtraction of simple proper fractions. So for this one, you've got addition and subtraction, but there's still a bit simple fractions that we've known for a little while now. 1.3, my sentences are written as fractions and include addition and subtraction of fractions with the same denominator. I have written 3 or more sentences, so 3 or more fraction sentences, addition and subtraction. Number 4, This is our decimal task. My pattern shows some understanding of decimal number patterns and includes the decimal 3.75. 1.2. I have written 1 to 2 accurate patterns that includes the decimal 3.75 and explained my pattern in words. 1.3. I have written more than 2 accurate patterns that include the decimal 3.75 and explain my pattern in words. So that is our assessment matrix and task. Again, don't spend more than 35 minutes on it. And yeah, show me what you've learnt. I'd love to see it. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you all soon. Bye everyone.